Bam. All right. What up, peeps? This is Get With It Sports, place where you get your sports with a little swag. I'm Glass.
And I'm Brandon.
The best tag team tandem out here in sports talk, and we about to get on with the third episode of the 2 Cent Deposit on Sports, where we talk about all the latest news in the sports world. We cover the 4 major sports. Lately, all we was talking about is NFL, but since the NFL is over, the Super Bowl is over, we'll talk about a little dab in the NBA, a little dab in the NFL. We will be talking about the baseball coming up soon in a couple of months. If you got any questions about baseball now, we can still answer that. But we cover the 4 major sports. Don't cover golf, NASCAR, soccer. If y'all really want to hear us talk about that, so I can find somebody to talk about that, but I am not a expert in that. Actually, we ain't an expert on none of this. I think we are what they say. We are the we are the what's how it goes. We are the jackets. We are the I can't remember that saying. Go what's it's go something. We the jack of spades, but king of nothing, something like that. I'm gonna have to find that.
Spades a king of nothing. Yes. I don't know.
I can't remember. It'll come to me soon. But anyway, that's what we're gonna be covering NFL, NBA right now. See, during the show, I'm gonna remember that saying. So when I say it, you know what I'm. Don't be going like, huh?
Right.
It's gonna pop up. All right. So now let's go ahead and talk about what we got on hand. We got the news tape. We got the NFL. We got the NBA. We just got off the All-Star Weekend in NBA. We'll talk about it in a minute because I thought that was off the chain myself. But first, let's talk about the news tape, the ticker tape that we got at sports. First off, we got the NBA 2K16 creators are being sued for using Kobe Bryant and LeBron James copyrighted tattoos. According to ESPN, Darren Raphael, Solid Oak Sketches is suing the creators of NBA 2K16 for using copyrighted tattoos without their permission. A company that owns the right up to tattoos on NBA players is suing Take-Two Interactive and Visual Concepts, maker of the popular video games franchise, for graphically representing those tattoos on NBA players without its permission. Solid Oak Sketches filed suit on Monday in New York federal court, saying that particular tattoos depicted on players in the recent game was company's copyrighted work. Well, okay. The eight infringed on designs included child's portrait and script scrolls with clouds and doves on LeBron James' forearms and butterflies on Kobe Bryant's forearm. Besides James and Bryant, Solid Oak Sketches also cited tattoos on DeAndre Jordan, Eric Bledsoe, and Kenyon Martin in their lawsuit. Bruh, how? What just happened?
Okay, I'll just say that. Fix my screen. Fix my screen.
I was reading the notes. I didn't know you was gone, man. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear?
Yeah, I can hear everything.
Okay, let me. Okay, number one, how another entity going to copyright what's on my body? I'm still trying to figure that out. Solid Oak Sketches, I believe, is the name of the company. It had copyrighted tattoos of the 5 players I just mentioned.
Right.
My question is, number one, do you have to get permission from them players that copyright tattoos that's on said individuals?
You know what? I know you have to get permission to copyright the players just for them to even be on the video games. So now if you're depicting their image or whatever, I would assume tattoos will be included in it. You understand what I'm saying? If you depicted their image as far as their style, the way they move on the court, the things they do at the free throw line, how they look or whatever, or else everybody be looking the same way but acting different. You understand what I'm saying? Gotcha. So I don't understand how. I don't know unless they had already written it in their little personal contract that you can't put this tattoo on, because there's been tattoos on them for years, in the game. So I don't know where this come from all of a sudden. You know.
Hey, somebody just got smart, spend a little money, say, "Hey, Kobe, you don't mind me copyrighting a tattoo on your body so I can get paid later on?" Because you know, when it comes to these NBA, to these video games, they want to try to get as real as possible. So maybe they were thinking ahead of the curve, like, let me go ahead and copyright these tattoos because if I see them on video games, I'm suing them. Which to me is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna try to get a business move. Everybody trying to make their little quick, fast buck. But that was just crazy to me how another company gets to sue a video game for tattoos that's not even on their body, on other individuals.
And and you know, NBA 2K, that's huge. That's a huge business. So I don't know.
Easy money. Easy money.
They settle out of court and be like, you know, okay, go on with it, you know.
Right. Yeah. So okay. All right. I want to welcome in Barzell at Zalazo 23. We appreciate you coming in, checking us out. Let me go ahead and hit this real quick. No problem, man. All right, moving on to the news take. Miami Hospital fires 2 employees for releasing Pierre-Paul's medical records. A Miami hospital fired 2 employees for releasing Jason Pierre-Paul's medical reports to journalists in July after the New York Giants defensive end suffered a gruesome hand injury in a fireworks incident on July 4th. I'm glad that happened. Okay, I ain't glad nobody losing their job, but I was wondering when this is going to start happening because anytime a celebrity or athlete, somebody in the media get injured or something happen, of course, you know, you got TMZ going in trying to pay somebody on the table to get some more information. I was wondering when this was going to happen because number one, that's if you're in the hospital, you got your doctor patient confidentiality, right? You know what I'm saying? And it was just a matter of time before somebody actually got busted. So I guess I don't know who it was. I think the hospital did some investigating. I guess they dwindled it down to 2 employees that was in the emergency room at the time, and those 2 individuals has been terminated from the job. So I'm not glad anybody losing their job, but if you up there doing wrong, trying to make extra money on the side, like we just got to saying, make a little fast buck, and you don't want to play by the rules, you have to suffer the consequences. So what you think about that, man?
Right. I think, hey, you know what? Yeah, like you said, I don't agree with nobody losing their jobs, but I mean, that's important. That's the hospital. You know, I don't want you know your business. You know, they got all type of HIPAA laws and everything. They probably could have went to jail if anybody pursued it. You know, a little further. But you got with the media, you got so many. They got so many entities or whatever, and they have to. You know, they offer money for this information. Even I was listening to some the other day about even law enforcement. You know, they keep their, let me see what's the words. They're close. They have a close relationship with the hospitals and law enforcement, whatever, because that's where they get their news from. You know, they have to rely on the police department to call reporters or the newspapers or whatever to say, hey, I got this big time celebrity, blah, 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 blah. Or even the hospitals, and like you said, they may have made a fast buck or whatever. I'm sure they just didn't do it out of the kindness of their heart, you know.
Right.
So it's a big business, but it's kind of it's dangerous, it's kind of touchy, you know, a touchy situation there. So yeah, they should be punished, fired. I don't know how, you know, but definitely reprimanded in some kind of fashion.
Gotcha.
So they couldn't. I hear what you're saying. Interns or something. I don't know what they were. You know.
Right. I don't know, but that's, you know what? I hear what you're saying. You don't know if they should be fired. I think they should be fired for the simple fact that is almost, you could say, top secret information that should not be getting out. That's very important to have that doctor-client.
Yeah, that doctor-client confidentiality. But see, then you go a little further. Okay, now if it hadn't got out, let's just take it as one step further now, because this keeps going. If it hadn't got out, would the NFL disclose that? Would the NFL had disclosed that? Because, I mean, you as a paying fan or whatever, you want to know who's playing, who can't play. You as a betting fan, you know, Vegas want to know everything. You know, so that's, you know,
you just answered your own question to me.
yeah.
The NFL, I mean, seriously, the NFL couldn't get the information. His own team, New York Giants organization, could get any information. Remember, there was days where they flew up there to check on Pierre Paul, and he would not see him. He would not talk to him. So
figure it out. He had to get the lie together.
I got that. I do have that. Don't get me wrong. You're right. But my thing is the NFL couldn't get information from Pierre Paul because of doctor-client confidentiality.
Right.
His own NFL team organization and New York Giants could get information. But you got news media, TMZ, go in the back door and get the information.
Yeah.
So, yes, you know what I'm saying? It's like everybody else doing it the right way. You're going to come through the back door. So the hospital had to take care of business. Like, you know what? That's their reputation on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Let's find out who did this, deal with them, terminate them, and go about our business. Now, to the two individuals, medical employees, I don't know what position they had. Right. They knew the consequences. I'm sure they knew the consequences because when you work at the hospital, I'm sure you got to sign some paperwork saying doctor, patient, or even hospital confidentiality.
Right.
So they knew what was the repercussions if they got busted. So that's why I don't feel bad for them. You know what I'm saying? You try to make the easy buck. You got busted. Deal with the circumstances. You know, it's a life lesson.
Definitely that.
Okay, right. All right. So one more thing on the ticker tape, and this is here. It's about Pete Rose. Now, I like Pete Rose, but let me just mention I go on and start talking about Pete Rose. Pete Rose appears in an ad for a sports betting app after MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred emphatically rejected Pete Rose's bid for reinstatement. It appears the all-time hitting king could not care less about protecting his image. In a local Las Vegas ad scheduled to air during Sunday's Super Bowl, Rose appears to help promote the William Hill mobile sports wagering app, which allows gamblers to place bets from a smartphone or a tablet computer. That includes on baseball games, which is driven home at the end of the ad, and even while the games are still on. Pete Rose, I guess he figured, okay, it just come out that you guys not gonna let me in the Hall of Fame. Y'all not gonna let me in. So let me go ahead and get my money.
I gotta eat. I gotta eat. You know, Hall of Fame money. I gotta eat. You know,
dude. I was all about when it first came out that Pete Rose got banned. And he was trying. I think years. I can't remember how many years ago he was trying to get back in. I was all behind Pete Rose for the simple fact. Hitting king, number one. Top most hits ever in baseball. He was the face of the Reds, manager, coach, and all that stuff. I understand the no gambling rules are all over the clubhouse and all that stuff. But I still thought because of what he had done for baseball, he should get in. Until the lies came up. Number one, he don't admit that he betted on baseball. That's a lie. He came out with the book. Then what happened? Then he said, okay, when I was a player, I bet it, but when I was a manager, I did. That was a lie. Mm-hmm. My thing is this, dude. Every time they would say something, and it turned out to be a lie instead of admitting the truth all at once. I understand you made a mistake and lied the first time, but the second and third time, that's when I lost all. I said, man, don't let this man forget this man. I guess he thought when Manfred became commissioner, he had another chance. He's out. Now I guess it's just like, you know what? Bump all this. Let me go ahead. Since I'm a gambler, let me go ahead and make my money doing it on something I perfected years and years ago. So what you think about that, man? Before you answer that question, let me just go ahead and say this. First, tell me what you want to think, and then tell me if you think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't even think he should be in baseball anymore. That's just me. What you think?
As far as the commercial, yeah, I figured he thought that they blew his last and final chance of getting in. So hey, I gotta eat. You know, I still got gotta live. You know, and they finna pay me X amount of dollars. I can't get in. They're apparently not gonna let me in. So yeah, bring them on. Bring all your gambling commercials on. Put me on a billboard in Vegas. I'm done. You know, yeah. Give it to me. As far as him getting in the hall, He should be there. He should be there because that don't
after all this.
After I don't care about the lines. When the rules were set, you can't gamble on baseball. They found out he was gambling on baseball. They kicked him out of baseball. That's fine. That was the rules. Okay, it had nothing to do with the Hall of Fame or any of that. You know, my Hall of Fame credentials are still top side of everybody you got in there, pretty much. You know, so that should be separate. Then, you know, I broke a rule, but that rule didn't say I get kicked out of Major League Baseball and ruin all chances of going into, you know, baseball's Hall of Fame. Now, if it was already written that way, you know, I knew going in that I wouldn't be able to do it. So fine, you know, I would try my little reinstatements or whatever. That's fine, but it wasn't written that way. You know, that ain't had nothing to do with me. You know, going out there hitting that ball. Now I broke the rule. I gambled. Okay, shouldn't have done that. Don't know if I was for my team or going against my team that particular day or whatever. That's fine, but I hit that ball. You know, I ain't had no PEDs or nothing. You ain't got none of that on me. You know, let me in. You know, let them in. Why not?
Okay, I got everything that you saying. Now let me throw this at you. If you found out that he threw games, when he was playing for the Cincinnati Reds, would you still let him in?
If I found out that he threw games, no.
Okay. Remember that thought you just said. Let me paint this picture for you. You got kids just like I have kids.
Uh-huh.
I asked you, you know, did you do it? You said, nah. You lie. I found out you lie. Next day, did you do this? Find out you lie. You don't punish me. Next day, if I asked you, if you lied to me 3 times, 4th time, I'm not really gonna be truthful. If you tell me you did that, you didn't do it.
Right.
What I'm saying is this: he just got busted 3 times lying. What makes you think he didn't throw Reds games?
Yeah, they didn't call him in every other lie.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they didn't call him in every other lie. You better believe they've been looking. They've been investigating, but you can't prove that. That's the one thing they can't prove. You know, and even while he was playing, Cincinnati won a lot of games while he was playing. You know, and managing. You know, so I think that's the one thing they can't prove, or it'd have been out. It already been out. You know, somebody, you know, would have wrote a book already. Yeah, me and Pete sat down there. He said he was gonna strike out, or he said he's gonna take that pitch, you know.
Right.
That book would have already been surfaced.
I don't know, man. Listen, this been decades for he's been banished from the MLB for decades. And now just recently, as of 10 years ago, this came up. 5 years ago, this came up. 2 years ago, this came up. So what makes you think he ain't throw no games, man? That's my thing. You've been caught lying 3 times. What makes you think I'm gonna believe you didn't throw games?
I have to assume that you have thrown a game or two somewhere. I have to assume that.
Exactly. Right. Okay.
That. But you know what? In the business that I'm in right now, knowing and proving is 2 different things.
As a current union steward and a former union steward, totally agree with you.
Right.
Totally agree.
No. Now you got to prove it.
Right. Exactly. Hey, I just want to welcome our homie Ezra for chiming in. Cocoa butter lotion. You still got to explain to me what that name means. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying. I want to thank Alex LF. Hitman 0215 for chiming in on our show. Appreciate you guys checking out our show. We just got through talking about our news tape. We just got through talking about Pete Rose getting into the Hall of Fame. Bruh, I hear what you're saying. I think if only chance Pete Rose getting into the Hall of Fame is when he passed. And
you know what? I just hate that about baseball, Hall of Fame, football, and you know, all these guys, they be trying to get in and they can't get in. They miss about this amount of vote, then they pass away, boom, they right in the next time. I don't think that's right. You know, they don't know they in. You know, so it's a waste of time to me even putting them in after they, then passed away.
Gotcha. We got you. All right, now we got co-worker that got it that brought up a topic that was pretty much legit. Number one, Ezra. I can almost say TMI, bro. He says it's simple. I got a bottle of mango cocoa butter lotion.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, let's move on, man. He said when you are eligible for any kind of Hall of Fame, MLB, NFL, whatever the major sports it is, make it the Hall of Fame. If you don't make it on the first time, what makes it different next year, the following year? My stats still the same. So why can I make it in on the first time?
Well, it depends. I think on the sport. It's like okay, let's just say football. You got let me just say Dan Marino, John Elway, Joe Montana going in the Hall of Fame, up to go into the Hall of Fame. Then you got your Jerry Rice and I'm just using big names, Jerry Rice, Lance Swan. They up to go in the Hall of Fame. Then you got because now let's say you only can get 5 people in. Then you got an offensive lineman, that's ready to go into the Hall of Fame. So it's like, okay, whose numbers and I want to say the importance of their position or the game at that time dictates, who goes in or not. So it's like, okay, well, I won't let this offensive lineman go in this year. He can go in next year because we want to get these big high profile names in on the first ballot, and they got the numbers to go,
Right.
But the offensive lineman at his position, he has the numbers too, so I don't agree with it. I don't know how the Hall of Fame voting goes. I mean, I know how it goes, but I don't know how they come up with that. And, but I think football, basketball pretty much is okay with it. The only one I don't like and agree with is the Baseball Hall of Fame. I think it's not just a Hall of Fame club. I think it's just something else to that. If they don't want you in, you ain't getting in. I don't care what kind of numbers you got.
Right.
And I don't think that's right, but
I totally agree with you. It's just a waiting list. Why they have a waiting list? I guess you can't have a flood of players coming in each year. You know what I'm saying? So I got that, and I do agree with you with the MLB, but that's not. You know what? With the MLB, when PEDs and steroids got into the flux, that kind of messed it all up and made it all cloudy and whatnot. So they really, just like you said, when the writers got to axe the grind with you, you messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't actually tell me who's using PEDs, who's not using PEDs.
Right. Hey,
but if the writers got that ace in their back pocket, like, man, I don't want you in. This is the reason why I won't let you in, because you've been suspected of having PEDs.
Hey, it goes back to the saying, if the media say you great, you great. If they say you hot garbage, you hot garbage. Right.
Gotcha. Ezra says, UMFs are sick. It's to keep this skin smooth. Dude, you don't want to put it out there, man. We just playing with you. You are bored and everything, man. I just read what you put out there. That's all I'm saying, bro. You all right with us, man. We know what we just playing with you, man. Stop being sensitive. What?
I'm not judging. It might smell good. I don't know.
Okay. So we're gonna stick with the NFL real quick. The NFL creating a Rooney Rule for women. The NFL continues its effort to encourage female involvement at every level of the sport. Speaking at the first Women's Summit at Super Bowl 50, Commissioner Roger Goodell applauded the progress being made. Goodell announced Thursday the NFL will institute a Rooney Rule that will require teams to interview women for executive positions. Now, it's a shame that we have to put rules in order for stuff to happen. We had the Rooney Rule for the black head coaches or minority coaches. You know what I'm saying? Because Rivera, he's a hell of a coach. This is the reason why everybody should have a chance to get in. So I commend, give a hand clap to Art Rooney for doing that, because if it wasn't for him and doing what he setting this rule in place, we wouldn't have a Levy Smith, we wouldn't have a Ron Rivera, Ted Dungy, who's going to be in the Hall of Fame this NFL season. None of them people would. Mike Tomlin,
right?
None of them people would have it because the good old boys network that the owners of the NFL wouldn't even give them a chance. So I give kudos to the Rooney Rule. For the women, I guess you got to do what you got to do. From what I understand, of course, we just have our first female official. But now we have two. Well, I guess one was a assistant coach. Now we got a legitimate NFL assistant coach. Mm-hmm. And I believe the Oakland Raiders have a female executive. Have a few. I'm sorry, I just read Ezra's thing. We have a female executive in their organization. So, I mean, you got to do what you got to do in order to have an equal opportunity. Now, I know Ezra just got you saying, F the Rooney Rules. Don't repeat that. I work for them. Oh, huh? How you work for the Rooneys, man? I don't repeat that. I work for them. Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that, man. But yeah, everybody should have an opportunity to have a chance at any occupation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So do I agree with it? It's a shame that we have to do it, but I'm cool with it. I want to welcome in Washington Crucial at $1 Crucial, Dodger fan, family man, and my Coors Light can. Glad for you jumping in, man.
Right.
And who we got here? Preston Bailey, king of all sports media, owner of local online sports radio personality, Smash TV Radio. Appreciate you chiming in, checking us out here at Get With It Sports. Now let's move on to the next topic. One more NFL topic. The NFL is planning to play a regular season game in Mexico City this year, with the Raiders hosting the Texans. A person familiar with the decision told the Associated Press on last Thursday, that the NFL will return to Mexico for the first time in 11 years. The person spoke in I can't even say that word, but in secret, behind the scenes, because the NFL has not announced the game officially. Commissioner Roger Goodell is expected to do so at a Super Bowl news conference. I don't remember him even saying that. They had not yet been set or determined. The NFL schedule comes out this spring. So what you think about the NFL being in Mexico City?
I think they should go back down there. Now, they was down there before, so they should go back down there. I mean, now they trying to get over in Europe or whatever. Mexico, you probably have more people here going down there, but I don't know. They may be trying to sneak back across here,
Right. I'd rather you have it in Mexico City than in London. That's just me, man.
Yeah, it's closer, and I think you got a lot of Mexican, Hispanic, football fans, more than they would probably think, and then we want to go all the way a 7-hour, 8-hour trip, all the way over there to London to play ball, and they don't really, I don't know. I guess they sell out. They do sell out the games or whatever. Mm-hmm. But they will probably, I think if they had it in Mexico City, instead of having one game over a year, they probably have a couple, 2 or 3 down there, because it's closer.
Right.
So, but fans are fans. They're going to watch. They're going to come to the games, whatever, wherever you put them at. I mean, if you put them over in Australia, somebody going,
Right. Okay, cool. Ezra said they own a casino. We're talking about the Rooneys. They own a casino in New York, where I currently work. Thanks to you, I'll be let go now. My fault, man. I apologize, man. $1 Crucial says, no, the point is to make new fans in London and Mexico. I understand that. I got that. No problem. You know what? I guess this is what I'm saying. If you start showing games there, eventually, I think they even said they were going to try to put a NFL team in Europe. No, man. That's too much. That's too much work, too much time. You got jet lag involved. The players ain't going to be playing up the par. Hell, you just seen a couple of years when they go to London. Did they go to Australia? Well, when they went to London,
yeah,
they didn't play up the par, man. So I hear what you say, $1 Crucial, but that means, you know what? When they was playing in London, we had to get up at 9:00 in the morning to watch the game.
Right.
No, man. No, man. I'm already upset. We got Thursday games, let alone we got to get up on 9 o'clock on the Sunday.
You know that it's killing the NFL that Canada got its own league. You know, they would love to have a couple teams up there.
Right.
So
then he gonna say, wait. The $1 Cruise said DVR.
yeah.
Hell, if I got the DVR, I don't want to watch it.
Right. You've been heard that score 100 times.
You been heard the score, what happened, everything.
Yeah.
All right. One more thing. The best odds to win Super Bowl 51. You know my beloved Broncos won Super Bowl 50. I had to throw that out there.
Well, okay, yeah, whatever.
You know what I'm saying? But we almost work from top to bottom. Well, not bottom. I ain't gonna say them all. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 9 of them. 16-1 is Dallas Cowboys. I don't see that. I think it should be lower than that. That's just me. Green Bay Packers 10-1. Seattle 8-1. I think that should. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys 16-1. Denver Broncos 14-1. I could get with that. Cincinnati 14-1. Green Bay 10-1. Carolina 10-1. Arizona 10-1. Seattle 8-1. Pittsburgh 8-1. And your New England Patriots are 8-1.
Oh, we'll be back, baby.
Agree with that?
Yeah, we'll be back.
Let me ask you this.
Okay,
let me. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
Out of this list,
Yeah,
I don't think Dallas should be that high. I agree with you with that.
I agree.
Cincinnati, they could be right there. You can probably even put Cincinnati in the 10-1. You know, Denver, I will let them stay there because they have no offense. New England, 8-1. I guess, you know, I would put them along lines with Pittsburgh and Seattle. I'm not sure. Maybe Seattle should be 10-1. You know,
really?
Yeah, I mean, Marshawn Lynch he's retiring, right?
Right.
Well, they received actually no 8-1 because Russell did have a breakout year this year, even though they didn't get into the championship round. But then, yeah, 8-1. Okay.
Okay.
I got to think back on the season they had. Yeah. So I'll accept Dallas. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Okay, I'm cool. I agree with almost. I think Cincinnati might move up to 10-1.
Right.
New England, I think New England 8-1 just because their history of the past decade. They're a dynasty, so just off of the history, they're 8-1. I would put Pittsburgh in front of New England. I would put Seattle in front of New England.
Why?
Pittsburgh,
Why?
Pittsburgh. The only reason why I'm gonna be real with you, off the record, since we won the Super Bowl already. Oh, first off, let me go ahead and where you go? We had Bacon Strip joining in, checking us out. But back to what I was saying, Pittsburgh. The only reason why we beat Pittsburgh is because Vontaze Burfict helped us out when the when Cleveland played Pittsburgh during the season. Le'Veon Bell, he knocked out Le'Veon Bell, and that tackle out of bounds blew out his ACL. He put Ben Roethlisberger down with the messed up shoulder, and he just blew up Antonio Brown. So he took out 3 of their major players.
He's a thug, yeah.
But that's the reason I'm saying. I said now, if they was fully stock and loaded, I don't know if Denver Broncos would have got past
Pittsburgh. I don't think they would have, right?
So that's what I'm saying. Now, we're going to the new season. They got a better potential than New England Patriots to go get through the AFC. That's the reason why I said what I said. And that's why I put Pittsburgh in front of New England. With Seattle, I hear what you're saying about Marshawn Lynch, but Rawls, the rookie running back, he was doing the beast. Before. I think he broke his ankle, right?
Right.
So that's the reason. Well, that's the NFC. So the NFC side. Okay, let me ask you this. So that's the reason I put them 2 teams in front of New England. But let me ask you this. I know it's way early. We just had the Super Bowl 2 weeks ago. Who would you put in Super Bowl 51?
In Super Bowl 51? I don't know because I still don't know. I still don't know how Carolina did what they did. You know, so they still surprised me. I like Seattle. They had injuries early, but they played. I mean, the last 7 weeks they was bad. They probably was one of the top teams in the league. the last 6 or 7 weeks of the season. Pittsburgh, I like them. But you can't discount though who may have a breakout year as far as that goes. Minnesota almost beat Seattle. So
hey, you know what? Before you answer that question, let's go ahead and answer $1 crucial question. What are your thoughts? Oh, he said thank you. What are your thoughts about Minnesota?
I like Minnesota. They defense, the quarterback, the wide receivers. I mean, they was a play away from beating Seattle. And who knows what they could have did against Carolina or whatever, if they'd have went further. Arizona Cardinals, they were still there. I think Carson Palmer, he was never won a playoff game. He was starstruck, he looked like Cam did, at the beginning of the game. Couldn't hit an open receiver or whatever. I don't know what his thing is. He a regular season. He is another Andy Dalton. Maybe that's why they moved him. Now realizing they should have went on and kept him because hell, they was got the same person anyway. He can't win a playoff game. Right. So I don't know. It's just too early for me. It's too early for me to make that decision. But it's a lot of candidates. You can take Dallas out of there. I would have stuck Minnesota in there 16-1 before Dallas.
Got you. Right.
So it's going to be interesting though. But it's too many. I think it's a lot of good teams out there, and I couldn't pick right now.
Okay. Let me get my thoughts on Minnesota to answer his question on my side. Hey, to me, you work from the organizational spot on down. They did a great job. I know it's been a while. They went through a whole lot of coaching, but when they picked up Zimmer, that was a great pickup. Defensive minded, they was missing, I think, a little edge on defense. Teddy Bridgewater up and coming. Give him a year or two. He got it going on. They got a young defense that's on the ball 24/7. Wide receiver, I can't remember the rookie wide receiver. He was balling this year. I can't remember his name offhand. AP, hell. AP looked like he got another 4 more years left up in him, man. I don't know how old he is, 30-something, but he gonna keep on doing. They look good on offense, defense, and special teams.
Yeah, they got the team is totally balanced all around. Yeah, so. Right.
That's coming from two guys that live in Chicago right here. We giving respect to the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC North.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So they look. He said, "And me in Los Angeles." Oh, you in Los Angeles? How you become a Vikings fan in Los Angeles? Explain that to me. But anyway, let me give you my. Ezra said Cards versus Steelers rematch from years back. That's his Super Bowl 51 pick. Hey, Ezra, didn't you tell us New York Jets in 2017? Remember that? He gave it last week. It said New York Jets. Yeah. Ezra, you're a fool, man. Have you seen our football situation here in Los Angeles?
They're trying to get y'all 3 teams over there.
Man, we're gonna talk first. Let me
last week. Yeah, so
right. My Super Bowl 51 pick. On the AFC side, Pittsburgh Steelers. I ain't gonna trip. Pittsburgh Steelers. On the NFC side, Seattle Seahawks come to mind. You know what? I was balling with Arizona until they straight had a flat tire against Carolina Panthers. But can you shortchange Carolina Panthers for being there? I can't do that.
No, you can't do that. No, you can't. They won 15 games. You can't do that.
Exactly. But okay. But I discussed on somebody else's show. Yeah, they won 15 games, but 10 out of the 16 games was NFC South and AFC South.
Don't matter.
2 of them. Okay.
Don't matter. I got you. When they came time for them to beat the top teams in the playoffs, they went right through them. Like a nice
totally agree. Yeah. The Carolina Panthers remind me of the Kansas City Royals the last 2 years. The first time we were shocked that they made it to the World Series. They got beat by the Giants. Did not even think they was gonna come back and do the same thing the following year and win it. So I could put that the same makeup of that team with the Carolina Panthers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They'll get Kelvin Benjamin back. They've been there, done that. That's another reason why I said we had to. If y'all don't know already, I'm a diehard Denver Broncos fan. I love my Chicago Bears, but I'm a diehard Denver Broncos fan. My partner could attest to that. But that was one of the reasons why I think we ran through the Carolina Panthers, because they was in the Super Bowl. They a young team, they had a little jitters. Cam Newton was throwing the ball past, over people and stuff. They made it a close game, but I think the jitters kind of messed them up at the beginning. That's just me. They was fumbling the ball.
Yeah, they never got a rhythm. They never got a rhythm, man. We're not gonna revisit the Super Bowl because I still say they never won that game off of all the Carolina mistakes. They didn't do nothing to initiate a win except impose their will defensively to force those mistakes. So I'm not taking nothing away from Denver. Hey, I love to see defensive games, and they displayed one that particular day.
I agree. So I'm not. Hey, as a Denver fan, Peyton Manning looked like ish that Super Bowl Sunday. I'm keeping it real. If it wasn't for the defense, we wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for the defense. We wouldn't have won. We would not have went 12-4 if it wasn't for that defense. So I totally agree with you on that. Whoa. Idiot said, not idiot. $1 Crucial said, we haven't a team since 94.
Rams?
Man, okay. I'm not, you know what? I hear you, but dude, y'all had teams in LA, Oakland, and you had the Rams before. You had Oakland. Right. That's the reason why I'm like, why y'all gonna try to put two teams up in there now? You couldn't even handle the teams that you had in there in the past. That's just me. I'm just saying. All right, let's go to NFL. Let's go into NBA. We got all right. All-Star Weekend just happened. Now I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
We just had the Saturday night festivities. We had the skills challenge, 3-point contest, and the slam dunk contest. So we're gonna just talk about the skills challenge, where Karl Anthony Towns won for the big man. Shouts out to all the big men out there. Karl Anthony Towns did us great. They had all the big men go up against each other, and they had all the guards/forwards go up against each other. And then it came down to Isaiah Thomas from the Boston Celtics on one side, Karl Anthony Towns from the Minnesota Vikings, from the Minnesota Timberwolves on the other side. They went neck to neck. It was great competition. Karl Anthony Towns ended up hitting the winning three at the end. What do you think about, number one, the setup of two people competing at the same time? So you had one contestant on one side of the court, the other contestant on the other side of the court, going at the same time. Now, one that individually, but at the same time. You agree with that?
Now, in all honesty and fairness, I didn't see the skills competition.
Okay.
I heard about it though, and I haven't even YouTubed it or whatever. But I think that's cool. It's different. It's innovative. They put another spin on it. Instead of having a rookie game and all that crap. I like the skill. I like anything that's the skills challenge as far as you pitting my skills against yours. So yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. You said they split the court, half court. So yeah, they gave the fans in the whole arena a chance to see everything.
Gotcha. I think they did that for time constraints, put them side by side instead of going individual.
Yeah.
But the problem I had, which is really not really a problem, with them going side by side competing, you could tell. I can't remember who it was, especially with Isaiah Thomas and Anthony Towns. One shoot, the other one would wait instead of just straight talking them, trying to get in there. They was like taking turns. That was the only setback, but I deal with that setback. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's something so I was cool with that. Now let's move on to the 3-point contest. First off, I'm gonna say Ezra said F all-star events. Okay.
Hey, now,
but I think
before this weekend, it's been years since I didn't watch those because it was just dry. I didn't watch nothing. I might glance at the three-point contest, but that would be it. Everything else,
right?
I always found something else to do all-star weekend.
Right. I agree. I think the last 2 years, I've been impressed with what they put out there. Now, out of all, let me see, what else did Ezra say? But I think NBA has the best events, though. I agree. Out of all the 4 major sports in North America, I would say, honestly, it has changed. I would say NBA first. MLB a close second because NHL moving up. I liked what the NHL did this year. And of course, Pro Bowl, NFL, they got to change that. They can't show that mess no more. Just like Ezra said, NFL should be off the map. I totally agree. That's garbage what they showing right there. That's a waste of time to me.
It's a waste of time.
I don't remember last time I seen you know what? I don't remember last time I seen a full Pro Bowl, but I seen little highlights. I came in at the end of this Pro Bowl and I seen what they had on the field. I'm like, man, this is garbage right here. They wasting my time.
They messed it up because they put it ahead of the Super Bowl.
Right.
Super Bowl
right. Exactly.
Climactic game, the final game. You know, you know, what you be willing to watch. And I used to watch the Pro Bowl when it was behind the Super Bowl because it's the last football game. I'm going to check it out. You know, and then you got the player participation is great. It's greater at that point because they're not worried about getting hurt as much. You know, everybody can get in, even the players that was in the Super Bowl. You know, so yeah, the NFL has screwed that up, but they money. They making money.
Yeah, you can't knock that. Next up, we got the 3-point competition where Klay Thompson beat fellow Splash brother Stephen Curry, take home the 3-point contest crown. He scored 27 in the championship round to edge out Curry, who's posted a score of 23. Other contestants was Devin Booker, JJ Redick, James Harden, Kyle Lowry, CJ McCollum, Chris Middleton. I thought, you know what, the way Stephen Curry shooting lights out now, it's easy to say Stephen Curry was going to do it, but you know, playing in game and playing just concentrating on shooting are two different things.
Right.
I'm sure you know that. You know, I thought Chris Middleton was going to get in there, give a little contest. That's the only one I think. I don't know about Devin Booker, but I thought Chris Middleton from the Bucks was going to give it to him. But it came down to Klay Thompson. Who else other than Klay Thompson, his fellow Golden State Warrior teammate, to edge it out? So that was a good shootout at the end. I seen that one. So congrats to Klay Thompson for winning that. Last but not least, first let's welcome in who we got here. I'm sorry for tearing up your name, Aura. I'm just gonna say that. So I appreciate you chiming in. Next up, we also have Sarah Lynn for chiming in on the show. Thanks for checking us out. The slam dunk contest.
Right.
Dude, listen, man. I used to be a naysayer about the slam dunk contest. To me, the slam dunk contest was over when Vince Carter, 2000, after what he showed us, and when he said it's over, he didn't know he mean over for more than a decade because it was garbage after that. But last year, Zach Levine, I have to give him credit. He piqued my interest last year. We're talking about 2015 slam dunk. This year, dude, you remember back in the day when we used to see slam dunk contests, we'd be jumping out the chair just like they do on the sideline, the players do on the sideline. Dude,
yeah, in the 80s, yeah.
I did that last night. I did that Saturday night. I woke up the whole house. Man, dude, that was off the chain this Saturday. Kudos to Eric I can't remember his name right now, to Aaron Gordon and Zach Levine for giving us the show. Listen, man, they should have gave 2 trophies out.
Right.
They should have gave one to Levine. They should have gave one to Gordon. Now, if you ask me, this is just me. I had no problem with Zach Levine winning it. But when my man Aaron Gordon jumped over the mascot, stuffed the Magic Dragon, caught the ball, sat in the air,
literally,
put it under his legs,
literally,
and dunked it, that should have been it right now. It should have been it right there. That was it. That was a Vince Carter it's over moment.
Right.
Zach Levine, I can't remember I think he floated in there. He floated in there. He jumped from a step before the free throw line and dunked it. Not knocking that. That should have been a 49. Because that was not better than what Aaron Gordon did
right
beforehand. So, like I said, But them two, right? It should have been just them two. Everybody else, what's his name? Andre Drummond.
Yeah.
After I think Zach LaVine, no, not Zach LaVine. When Aaron Gordon did the dunk, he was about to put on his sweats. Man, dude, it's over with. I'm not
on that level. He realized right there.
Yeah. He realized like I ain't supposed to be here.
Right.
Let me go sit over there with the rest of the players and enjoy it.
Right.
But it should have been a coach. It should have been. They should have had 2 trophies for him. Zach LaVine. What really ended is when he jumped before the free throw line and put it between his legs, man. That dude got some hops. I knew he had some hops, but that's some hops right there.
That's what did.
But yeah, Aaron Gordon, that, and what was cool, and shouts out to Stuff the Magic Dragon on the hoverboard came in. That was cool. And then like we talked outside, when my man, when Aaron Gordon's about to go, he said, "No," and he did like this, and my man, and then the mascot started spinning.
Oh boy.
I said, this is not going to work.
The
hell what I said, he's straight. That was the second best dunk right there. So, hey, I'm not saying the slam dunk contest is back, but them two right there revived it for me.
Right, they're on the right track. Yeah.
But then again, shouts out to, I can't remember his name, Jordan. I can't remember his last name. During the timeout of the All-Star game, this dude came from the baseline, ran up, jumped over dude. Let's not forget he had on skinny jeans on. Jumped over guy, got the ball, and dunked behind him as he was going past.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Dude, hey, listen, man, that was right there. And you can see the players on the sidelines looking while during the timeout, and they was going acting crazy. Like, man, did y'all see that?
Right.
I can't remember. I think his name is Killigan.
That was against the Miami Heat game.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, shouts out. It was a great weekend. The All-Star game, garbage. Listen, man, they played no D. When one team almost scored 200 points.
When I heard the score was like 196. I was like, okay, well, that don't sound bad for combined score. And I was like, wait a minute, about one team,
right,
almost 400 points scored. No.
Nah, somebody playing.
It used to be back then, in the 80s, early 90s. For 3 quarters, we gonna see who outshoot each other. That fourth quarter, it was all business. It was all defense. That fourth quarter. They don't do that no more. Maybe the players need to evaluate that and get back to that. Let's run up the score, for 3 quarters and let's ball out in the fourth quarter. We get serious in the fourth. That'll keep everything interesting because. If I'd have watched it, I'd have stop watching.
Now this what gets me. Now you ain't playing D all game. Paul George had 41 points, almost about to break the record. He was 1 point from breaking the record or tying the record. I can't remember offhand. Now Greg Popovich want to throw 2-3 guys on him to keep him from breaking the record.
Trap.
Well, hey, you should have thought about that when he was at 30. Throwing D. Now when he 1 point from breaking the record or tying the record. Now you're gonna throw double coverage on him. Man, go on, get up out of here.
He's bogus. You scored 200 points this game. Come on. Yeah.
Exactly, man. Like, come on. But other than the game, All-Star Weekend was a success to me. So let's go move on to something else in the NBA real quick. We'll get to the trades in just a minute. News I just seen: NBA bans mid-court sideline television cameras. The association has elected to ban mid-court sideline television cameras effective immediately. This was about a week ago when the Memphis Grizzlies and the Denver Nuggets met at the Pepsi Center on 2 weeks ago, January 21st. NBA official Scott Wall tripped over a cameraman and rolled his ankle, forcing him from the game. The National Basketball Referees Association had reportedly pushed for the change to be made. Listen, man. You need cameras everywhere. Now, I heard, of course, I see it. NBA official Scott Wall tripped over the cameraman. My thing is this: if your name not John Wall, that's on you. Unless a player get hurt, don't change nothing. Now a referee got hurt, twisted his ankle. Now you want to change the rules, man? Come up out of here. You need to pay attention what you're doing. That's what you need to do. Now let's move on to Adam Silver talking about changing the hacker player rule. Adam Silver evolving opinion on the hacker play indicates that there may be changes to the increasingly practiced and increasingly reveled strategy. After months of media debate, putrid foul shooting, lengthy games, and fan discontent, Silver told USA Today Sports that I'm increasingly of the view that we will be looking to make some sort of change in that rule this summer. Fouls against Los Angeles Clippers center DeAndre Jordan, Pistons center Andre Drummond, and Houston Rockets center Dwight Howard have accounted for 69% of Hacker Shack fouls. Jordan accounts for 34% of those. Listen, man, they have to do something for the simple fact last year it was accumulated 164 hacker player foul. I ain't gonna say Hacker Shack, hacker player foul. Already now by All-Star break, 300. Dude, they got to do something about that, man.
I don't really know what they can do besides teach your players to make free throws. They make hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You can't hit a free throw?
Yeah.
Come on.
You know what? It's a mental thing. You can't tell me, I've heard they say, their hands are so big that they can't hold the ball right, can't hold it the right way to put it up there. Damn it. Jabbar didn't have that problem. Tim Duncan don't have that problem.
Right.
That's what I'm like, dude. Don't give me no excuses. You just can't shoot a free throw. That's what you need to be practicing on.
You can't shoot a free throw. And if I got 18 fouls for Dwight Howard, he gonna see all 18 fouls. So he learned how to shoot a free throw. Yeah, those are possessions.
Right.
He getting hacked. Take him out of the game then.
I got that. But you know what? All right. I hear what you're saying. I heard all these coaches say, I hate the rule. You hate the rule, especially Coach Pop. You hate the rule, but you implement it. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit here and tell me you hate the rule when you're using it. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that's really egregious about all this is when the player doesn't even have the ball and then somebody go grab them. I seen one time they were on the free throw, they were sitting on the free throw lane waiting for the shooter to shoot. I seen somebody jump on Andre Drummond's back. Come on, man. When is that blatant? Something got to be done.
Okay, now in that regards, yeah, something got to be done. So now, okay, what do you do? Is it you can't go on a tech? You can't give them a tech with it. That's just a foul. So because now
okay, this is what we do. This is what we do. All right, here we go. Andre Drummond gets fouled away from the ball.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you gauge that. Anyway, Andre Drummond get fouled away from the ball. He shoots the free throw, and they get the ball back. And the Pistons get the ball back. Okay.
Now, what if another player that can shoot free throws get fouled away from the ball?
Right. I told you, man. I told you there was a gauge over here.
Andre Drummond rule? No.
They got to do. Yeah, I got you, but they got to do something. It's getting crazy.
Yeah.
And what get me about Andre Drummond, he can't shoot free throws, but last week when they was playing the Raptors, he shot a 70-footer and it went in. Crazy, man. But they got to do something about that. Now let's go ahead and talk about the trade deadlines this Thursday. Mm-hmm. As of today, this afternoon when I woke up, I seen there was a couple of trades already. Orlando Magic got Brandon. It was a 2-team trade between the Orlando Magic and the Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons gave Orlando Magic Brandon Jennings and Ursan Ilyasova. And then in return, Detroit got Tobias Harris, who had just signed a contract for 4 years, $64 million. Detroit, I told you, I don't know if I told you, but I've stated before that Detroit is my sleeper team in the East. When they got Stan Van Gundy, I think that was a good pickup. They got a nice little nucleus over there. They got, Brandon Jennings was part of that nucleus, but I guess he hasn't been playing good as of late, or maybe it's a contract situation, but that's the trades over there. I give Detroit the upper edge on that trade. I think Orlando just trying to get rid of
that contract.
Yeah, exactly. The second trade I seen is a 3-way trade between the Memphis Grizzlies, Charlotte Hornets, and Miami Heat. Memphis Grizzlies. I can't remember how this went. I think the Memphis Grizzlies picked up PJ Hairston and Chris Anderson and 4 second-round picks from Miami. Charlotte picked up Courtney Lee from the Memphis Grizzlies, and Miami has Brian Roberts. On the team from Charlotte. Miami, I think they just dump him. You know, of course, Pat Riley, he's known to do his little magic behind the scenes. I was waiting for Hassan Whiteside to get dumped. Now, the rumors I've heard, Hassan Whiteside goes to Houston and Dwight Howard goes to the Heat. What you think about that?
Dwight Howard
goes to the Miami Heat for Hassan Whiteside.
I don't know. You know what? Because Dwight Howard, he's asking he wants a max deal now.
On it, man.
But he averaging 14 points, 12 rebounds. Who the hell will give him that?
Right.
And you can't shoot free throws. Come on. No. I wouldn't do it.
You would, right? Okay. Houston's trying to dump Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Do you see a team out there right now that would take that? He's in his last year of his contract. And like you said, he's gonna look for a max deal. I'll trade Whiteside for Ezra. We only got a short time left, man. But you might want to jump on because you know what? Ezra is a straight. He's a Dwight Howard lover. For years and years, he's been backing up Dwight Howard, and I don't see it. He's a damn prima donna. Now we talking about the Orlando Magic, Dwight Howard. Hell yeah,
yeah, he's a beast. Then
he was a beast, 2-time defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
But once he left there, he started becoming a diva, and yes, he puts up the points. Okay, this Ezra, peep me out, bro. When the man tells me now it's fit, we all know Dwight Howard's fit. He got big old shoulders. He's talking about he do all these push-ups or whatever. But when the man tells me he can't do back-to-back practices, we ain't talking about game. As AI said, we talking about practice.
Practice, right?
When you can't do back-to-back practice, get the hell off my team. Get the hell off my team, man. Dwight Howard, he had all that potential and just ished it away. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, you really saw that. You saw that coming out when he went to LA. You know, when he couldn't make it work there. You know, and they had a team that with him on there, they could have did some things. But he was just too much. You know, and then I know they said Kobe was behind a lot of that. You know, with his whipping chains and all that. You know, but still, if Dwight Howard, because he's his own star. You know, he bring his own star power. If he come in, hey, I come here to win a championship. They winning. They winning. You know, but it wasn't even about that. I think he went there. It was money. It was a money thing. It was LA. You know, and he been going down here since. This, like I said, since he left Orlando. Then he went to Houston. You know, and that was even worse. They just, you know, they put Harden down there with him, and nothing got better, you know. Now he's averaging 12 points a game, 14 points a game, 12 rebounds or whatever. You can get that from that 10th, 11th guy on your bench, you know, if you play him long enough, you know. So I don't know. I'm not. I used to be a Dwight Howard fan in Orlando when he's in Orlando, but now, you know, if he retired tomorrow, you know, I'll be like, okay, next man up.
Right. Totally agree. I'm with you on that. I was a Dwight Howard fan, but I'm not even going to now, Ezra, the Dwight Howard apologist. I'm not going to put it all on Dwight Howard. Oh, here we come. All right, Ezra about to join in real quick.
No, you can't put it all on him. He's a big
because yeah, he's a big part of Ez, I don't see you, man. I'm gonna say this though. He outstayed his welcome in Orlando, and Orlando was ready to get rid of him. That's the reason why he went to Los Angeles. Now Los Angeles, try again, Ez, to get on. Now Los Angeles, they was the wrong team because they have organizational problems. They always think because they LA, they got all them banners in the rafters and retired jerseys that everybody want to go there. This is a whole different time now. These players, they ain't looking at the banners. Right. They looking to put their own banners up there. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the branding. So that's the reason why a lot of players, and I blame this on Jim Buss. He ain't listening to what people are saying. He didn't want Phil Jackson in the office, which I think would have been a perfect fit. Let me see if I get Ezra back in. It would have been a perfect fit. Yes, what's up, man?
Hello, gentlemen. First, I'm gonna say Dwight Howard is an idiot. Okay, he is a jerk.
Okay,
he's a pain in the ass. He is ruining. I can't jump on that bandwagon anymore. Okay, but Whiteside for Dwight Howard, I wouldn't do that. You guys wouldn't do that.
No.
In a second, I'll trade. Why?
You know what? No, I don't know if I said I wouldn't do it. I know Brandon said he wouldn't do it.
I don't do it because he messed up the chemistry. Whatever chemistry you got going with your team, I think he would screw that up. Yeah, that's why I wouldn't do it. Not because of his skill level or whatever. I mean, you can always
chemistry. It's not like they're going to go anywhere this year with White in the first off. That's what I want to say about the Heat. And I think their biggest problem is they need shooters. They got no shooters. Their best shooter in that starting five is Chris Bosh. Okay, think about it. That's a problem right there in itself. But I will make the trade just to see, what could happen this year. If it doesn't pan out, it's not like you're losing a big star in Whiteside. So you see what happens. See if the chemistry does come together and potentially something happens in the playoffs. But I would just take it. I think is a minimal risk for it because you're not going anywhere this year with Whiteside. And if you're not going to trade him for some shooters, I would love, even though he's out for the year, Wilson Chandler. So a type of guy like that on the Heat, I will go for Dwight Howard.
Now, I agree. I would go for Dwight Howard for this simple fact. He's in the last year's contract, just like Ezra said. If it don't work out, go about your business. Go find your money somewhere else. I don't believe in him. I don't think he don't get top pay.
I think he will. Well, you talking about Dwight Howard, right?
Yeah, right.
If I'm one of these lower market teams, like let's say the Charlotte Bobcats, I will give them that money because it will bring you, a marquee player to your brand. Now, if you're one of the big franchises like the Knicks, Lakers, one of the big franchises like that, you know what? I'm not going to risk my good talent on my team to bring in this guy that's, disrupting all these franchises that he goes to end up. So, but like a lower end team, like the Bobcats, that's the example I'm going to use here. Maybe the Pacers, something like that. I would bring him in and give it a chance. Now, you're concerned about him not practicing, back-to-back days. I think that has to do more reflecting his back surgery that he had a couple of years ago with the Lakers. Once you have back problems, you got back problems for the rest of your life. Yeah. There's just no fixing, complete fix when it comes to the back. I don't know. I don't have any back surgery. I've just hear stories throughout the years from people, athletes, etc. Once you got back problems, that's it. It's all over. So maybe that has something to do with that. But Dwight Howard, is he one of the top 5 players in the league anymore? No, he's not. He's not. And even if he is, if you're going to mess up the chemistry like Brandon was saying, he's not worth it.
Right.
So
okay.
But like the Heat, man, why not? The Heat's going nowhere. Dwayne Wade, he's a shell of himself. He's still a good player. He's still probably a top 20 player in this league. But they just don't have enough over there in the Heat to be competitive with the big guns.
Right. I totally agree. But in the East, though, I'm about to look up the standings right now. I think they'll do a little damage in the East some way, somehow.
There's only one team in the East that has a chance of winning the championship.
We know that. Yeah. I got you.
I was thinking about this last night. There was the last couple of years, you would think there would be about 5-6 teams that had a chance for the championship. This year, there's only 3 teams. That's it. You got the Warriors, Spurs, Cavs.
Warriors, Spurs, Cavs.
Yeah.
Who else got a chance at the championship this year? But besides, there's unless a big thing happens at the trade deadline. Do you think any other teams out there have a chance at the championship outside of those 3?
Now I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna give Toronto. I'm gonna give Toronto a chance. I'm gonna give Toronto Raptors. I'm gonna give Toronto Raptors a chance in the East. I'm not saying win it at all. I'm just saying coming out the East.
And this is no. I'm talking about winning it all. Who cares about? No one cares about winning the East or West or none of that crap.
But you got to think. That
they're not going to beat the Cavs. That's not even close. That's not even going to happen.
Come on, man. They got a team. They got team chemistry.
On Twitter or off camera. I was going. You know what? What's the best cigar to smoke? Because I got me a few cigars, but you must be smoking some really potent shit to be saying stuff like that. So maybe I'll ask you on air. What's a good cigar I should smoke? Glance. I got a few right here. I'll show you, but this you're smoking has got to be right there. It just hits you and it goes straight to the head.
All I gotta say is Padron 1964 anniversary.
Oh,
can't go wrong with that. It's worth the money. Bro.
You don't need to hit me with this. About 1964 anniversary. That sounds like some special occasion. Like you just won the That's like if you won the championship. That's it.
Hey, $18 a stick, worth the money, bro. That's all I got to say.
I spent like $1.50 on mine.
That's not cigars, man.
Cigars. I'll show you right now. How dare you?
That's what's that? That's Black and Miles, bro.
They're not Cuban, but they're called Cuban Delights.
I know which one you got.
You know which ones I got?
Which one you got, man?
Oh, I thought you just said you knew which brand.
Yeah, Cuban Delights. I've seen them.
Okay, are they good? I haven't had it yet. It's pretty good, solid. No, you put your head down. Forget it. You don't need to answer that question anymore.
No, they not.
I know they're no 1964 anniversary. I apologize.
Hey, we'll talk later. I could get you some brands that's that half the price, $6 sticks. I got you, bro. Anyway, Toronto Raptors, they play team ball. They're only 3 games behind Cleveland. Cleveland, they got the star players, but they're not playing they don't have chemistry over there, man.
Did Cleveland have the 2nd seed last year?
Yeah.
Who went to the finals last year?
That's last year, man.
All right, I'm just saying. Who cares if the 3 games back behind Cleveland? Okay, once you don't think the playoffs, they're gonna get smacked in the mouth. You just can't miss all that talent. I know there's not the chemistry's not there. The bench has not been solidified. If they want to compete against the Warriors and Spurs, they got to fix all those problems. But the Raptors,
and we keep talking about the Warriors and Spurs, and nobody's mentioning OKC. They still balling over there. That's
why. Thank you, Brandon. That's why I was asking. Outside of the 3, I like OKC. The only thing that worries me about OKC is, their depth is their bench. That's the thing that worries me.
Only problem.
Because, like I was saying before, the Warriors, man, are so deep that for 48 minutes they're gonna put quality basketball on the court, and that's why they blow out teams all the time. Because teams don't put 48 minutes of constant beatdowns. The Warriors do that. They're just constantly scoring, playing team ball. Their shooting is, historic. So, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, they're gonna have to play fantastic for 40+ minutes in a 7-game series. And someone outside of, someone's really got to step up. I know they got Serge and their center, Cantor.
Cantor, yeah.
Cantor. So someone's got to really step up and play at a different level, man.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But I do like that the Oakland. The Thunder. I do like that match.
Yeah, and me and Brandon talked off air. I think last night we said the Warriors come at you in waves. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got your starting lineup. Then you bring in Sean Livingston, I can't remember.
Iggy, you got Iggy, you got Barnes, you got even their was their center Ezio. I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, Festus Ezeli.
Ezeli, he does his thing. You know, he's going to get big money in this offseason too. They just keep coming after you, man. It's incredible. It's really incredible how deep they are. And can you imagine how different this team would have been if they did trade Klay Thompson years back for Kevin Love? Mm-hmm. Remember that rumor?
Yeah.
So I don't know if they'll be this good. I don't think they would.
Probably
no.
Yeah,
I give Golden State a whole lot of credit. They worked the old-fashioned way. They worked through the draft, got rid of players that they didn't think fit the chemistry and everything. So, you know, it took a long time. It was like a 4 or 5 year process, but look at the dividends at the end.
And you got to give management a lot of credit for having, you know, the balls to let go of Mark Jackson too, a guy that you know brought your team up and you know into the playoffs, consistency, and molded that team defensively, and just to let him go and saying, you know what, we know we could be much more. And remember, everybody was killing the Warriors for firing Mark Jackson. Like, are you serious? Why would you do that to Mark Jackson? He was been doing great for you guys. And they did it. And Steve Kerr put some, you know, a couple tweaks in there. He really fixed the offense. And
it's a machine now, right? Yeah.
Right.
They're a machine now. That you got Luke Walton coming in going 29-1.
Right. You know, I totally agree. All right, man. We're gonna close shop a little bit, but I'm gonna ask you guys one more question, maybe two. First, let me ask you the minor of the questions. I was listening to our buddy Raphael Haynes on his 3-point conversion show, and they was listening to top 5 quarterbacks of all time. I don't want to know your list. I just want to ask you this question. He had Brett Favre in his top 5.
That's my favorite player. That's my favorite quarterback ever. No. I'm not saying he's – first of all, I have given up on calling athletes the greatest of all time. I'm done with that.
Okay.
I'm done with that. But for his era, Brett Favre was probably, first or second? Third? Third.
He's first or second.
Third. Worse, because you got Dan Marino. You could put in his era. I don't know if you want to put Dan Marino. John Elway.
Mm-hmm.
And Brett Favre, right? Who's you know, if you want that era, Steve Young. I guess you could put Steve Young in that conversation.
I was in there. Steve Young, Brett Favre.
Who was killing it in the 90s? It was Steve Young, Dan Marino. John Elway, Troy Aikman. I got Brett Favre over Troy Aikman.
Aikman. I wouldn't even put Troy Aikman in there. Who else killing it?
But if you talk about all time, which like I said, I'm done with those conversations. I don't think I would. But like I said, Brett Favre is my favorite. You know, we got to remember, sports is an entertainment, and Brett Favre entertainment. That was the man. Okay. No matter what, he'll go out there and do his thing.
You ain't got to tell us nothing about Brett Favre.
You guys know the deal. Right. You know? That team was always in the playoffs, always in contention. That team was always winning when Brett Favre was behind the helm. That's just the way it is.
Okay. I can see it that way. So, Brandon, you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I like Brett Favre when he was playing against somebody else. You know?
Right. I totally agree.
The
Bears didn't have a quarterback during the 90s, right?
So long as we had a franchise quarterback. Before Cutler, it was McMahon.
Yeah.
You know, so that was
obviously I wasn't, you know, raised during that time. Was McMahon really a franchise guy? Was he there for a long period of time?
McMahon was drafted in 83.
Mm-hmm.
He was drafted in 83. And so he was there maybe 4 years, 5 years. You know, I call him franchise because he was the one that helped get them to the Super Bowl. I mean, they was a different offense when he played.
Yes.
Right.
No,
but let me ask you a question. Like I said, I'm just questioning here because I wasn't there. I wasn't paying attention because I was like 2 years old. Was he like the Trent Dilfer of his era?
No. He was better than that.
All
He
right.
was a gunslinger. I'm saying like he was a wild gunslinger like Brett Favre.
Yeah, right. He's that kind of look, lead these nobody go in, nobody come out the game. We
Right.
gonna play.
Okay.
Right.
That type of play.
I think because he played so hard and he got banged up so much is the reason why it shortened his career. But he'll stay in the pocket.
Speaking about your Bears, are you willing to keep Jay Cutler now? Because 2 years ago, I want Jay Cutler out of town. Blah blah blah. You guys willing to keep him?
I never said that.
I know, not you. I'm just saying a lot of Bears fans were thinking like that. So
I've always said it. Who are you going to replace him with?
Exactly. That's my thing.
Who
That's
you
it.
going to replace him with? That's the
You
whole.
might not like his style. You might not like his attitude, but he get the job.
I always said, hey, if you don't want him, bring him down to the Jets. I'll take him. I'll trade Whiteside for Jay Cutler.
I hear you. All right, man. Since y'all know Ezra, I know you don't like to talk about all time. I got to throw this last one at you. ESPN put out last week the top 10 NBA players of all time.
And LeBron was number 3.
Really? That's my question. Really? Not yet. Not yet. His body work is not done, and
not done. He shouldn't even be in the mix.
He shouldn't be in the mix.
Yeah, you got to put him in the mix because his body of work thus far, but
he's not 3.
He's not done. He's not 3. Definitely not 3.
He's not 3. You gonna put him before Magic? Hell no. No.
Not 3.
The list got Jordan, Jabbar, James, Magic Johnson, Wilt Chamberlain.
Was that the 1 through something? So Jordan's number 1 and Jabbar's number 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Me and you, we talked that Jabbar is straight underrated compared to everybody else. But anyway,
that. Well, I think to be honest, I think the Steph Curry being number 4 greatest point guard is more outrageous than LeBron being the 3rd greatest of all time.
It is.
It is.
Like 4-4. You talking about already? Like Stephen Curry, I know he's on some stupid level
because right now
shooting historically, he's probably the greatest shooter of all time already.
Yeah.
At a peak level.
I agree with that.
But number 4 all time point guard already at 2 years, like 2 years of playing like this. Technically, maybe a year and a half of just straight smacking people in the mouth the way he has.
Yeah, no, it's way too many point guards in the league, in the history of the league, to put him at what 3? You say?
Yeah, they number 4. I think they put him already. Even though I know, like I said, I can see the case a little bit saying 1, he's the greatest shooting point guard, shooter period, but easily the greatest shooting point guard, and he plays in an era of point guards. This is probably the greatest time ever for point guards. Because you got so many point guards out there that are just so damn good. You got Westbrook, you got Lowry, you got just so many guys so deep at the position. You got Chris Paul, etc. You guys so deep at the position, so you can put that argument too. But I'm like, I didn't see that point guard list. Was Chris Paul ahead of him on that list or no?
I don't think so. I don't think Chris Paul was ahead of him.
Because if you go on all-time point guards, I think Chris Paul's ahead of Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Especially what he did in New Orleans. You know, he put New Orleans on his back.
I know they're probably going to hold it against him because he never won a championship, but whatever.
They put Tony Parker. Is Tony Parker ahead of him?
I'm not sure offhand.
I would put Steph Curry ahead of Tony Parker.
After 2 years?
If you're asking me, what do I want peak level Steph Curry or peak level Tony Parker? I'm taking peak level, like Tony Parker. Even though he never played in a system like this and he was never asked to, do things like this before. Tony Parker's never been, the best player on the Spurs at this level.
Okay.
No, he's never been the best player. But Tony Parker's gonna get you your 10+. He's gonna get you your 8-9 assists. He's gonna play defense.
Tony Parker's probably a Hall of Famer.
Oh, no doubt.
You got 3 Hall of Famers on that team. You got, obviously Tim Duncan. I think Ginobili is a Hall of Famer because what he did internationally and blah blah blah. And Tony Parker. When you got 4 titles amongst each other, 3-4 titles, you deserve to. There's got to be more than one guy in the Hall of Fame, I imagine.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. All right. to the 10 NBA players list. I got a problem with Chamberlain being number 5. I'll put Larry Bird, Bill Russell, and Tim Duncan before him.
This is why I give up on that all time.
In many ways, you can't. It's all at the end of the day. It's all about personal opinion.
That's why you know what
it is personal opinion.
Yeah, I don't rank them now. I don't know if y'all heard me as of recent. I put them at the table. I don't rank them like 1 through 10. I just say, "Are you sitting at the table?" You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, it's just when you're talking about different generations, different eras, it's a different game. It was a different game 30, 40 years ago. It was a different game 20 years ago. It was a different game 10 years ago. It's just different. It's just so many different. There's so many advantages and disadvantages different guys has faced in different times. Like, basketball players had second jobs 40 years ago.
Right.
Today, these guys had the advantage of, at 13 years old, you're being molded already for the NBA. Right. You're getting these training manuals. You're getting all this advantages that these other players never had.
Right.
It's just, and it's different rules. Like, what was it? How many quarterbacks threw for 4,000 yards in the NFL this year? Like back in the day, 15 years ago, 4,000 yards was like, damn it, 4,000 yards he threw for whoa.
Right,
this year's like 4,000 yards. Like, he's got to improve. He's got some work to do on him. He's like, I don't know. He's throwing too many interceptions. Like, what the hell? This guy threw for 4,000 yards, 20 plus touchdowns. You look at Troy Aikman numbers. His numbers it looks
2,800, 32.
It's like it's nothing. It was like this is a Hall of Famer. If you compare his numbers to today's, quarterbacks,
right?
It's just a different game. So that's why I don't get into all-time talk anymore.
I hear you. All right, man. Well, that's all I had to ask. We're about to close shop. It's 5:30. We've been on here long enough. One more question. Hey, what's up, DJ JZ 1309? Came in too late. We about to close shop. I'm asking. All right, what's your question, Mr. Green Eyes?
After talking that smack in a
right, I see that.
This is smack in the comment box. His name is Mr. Green Eyes. You can't be saying comments like that, and your name is Mr. Green Eyes.
Exactly. I just brushed that off like
23. Was this the best dunk contest ever?
No, I wouldn't think so.
I think it was the best. It's the best final round I've ever seen.
Exactly. I get with that.
Man, they had some. Man, that was a spectacular final round. Zach and Gordon.
I like the final round. Yeah. I like the final. I put it up there to the 88 final round
with Jordan Dominique.
Yeah.
That was.
And I think Gordon had the best dunk too over the mascot when he was put the ball under him.
Dude, he's sitting in the air. He's sitting in the air, and his head is with the rim.
Over somebody that was like 6'5". It was
sitting. He was sitting in air.
He was sitting, legs parallel, dude.
Yeah. Man, that was insane
right there. That should have been it. Right.
And I was having this all week before the dunk contest. Was like, you know what? I'm tired of the dunk contest. They don't have the big stars anymore. It's lost its luster for me, and such and such. And I've been hearing the talk. I'm like, are you serious? Let's take it easy. Just because you have big names in the dunk contest does not mean it's going to be a great dunk contest. I'm sorry, Westbrook, James Harden was not going to come close to Zach and Aaron Gordon in a dunk contest. Maybe, I would like to see LeBron. Because, he has the athletic ability. But all these top 5 players, top 10, you want to see these big names? I don't want to see Steph Curry in the dunk contest. Steph Curry can't dunk like that. So stop with this narrative. It'll be nice to have big names, but I don't need it. It's good to see these young guys shine. And Aaron Gordon went out there, and even though he didn't win, exploded, and people going, his followers on Instagram went up over 100,000 because of the dunk contest. That's branding yourself and everything.
Right. Now, what got me, Zach LaVine thought he was going to have a walk in the park. You had the other two, Andre Drummond, I can't remember the other guy's name, did it. LaVine did his thing. When Aaron Gordon did what he did, if you looked at LaVine's face, he said, oh, shit. I got to come up with some stuff now because he didn't expect Aaron Gordon going to come out there like that. But they had a great back and forth. You could tell they was getting tired at the end. Like, damn, I can't come up with nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to say the best dunker I ever saw in the dunk contest. No one's ever going to agree with me. Jason Richardson. He should have been a 3-time winner. That Nate Robinson crap, get that out my face. I hate that crap. Just because he's 5 foot. I'm 5'7". I like to see the short guy dunk, but sorry, Jay Rich, best dunker in the dunk contest ever. I'm gonna go with that one.
That one, yeah.
I don't know who won that year. Well, the one with Iggy. Remember when Iggy was in the dunk contest? He did that dunk behind the backboard with that pass from Allen Iverson. I think that was a Nate Robinson or whoever won that one. I was like, hell no, Iggy should have won that one too. But it's just
yeah. I got you. But I got to give credit, like I said, Aaron Gordon. That one we just talked about it earlier with the mascot rotating.
Yeah,
come on, man. He cuffed the ball.
Yeah, he cuffed it.
Turned in the air. Ooh, I like. Oh man. So
that was nasty. That was just an incredible show, and I hope I don't hear that narrative next year about I'm tired of the dunk contest because I'm gonna be like, did you forget what happened last year?
Yeah,
and people forgot. And funny, people forgot about last year when Zach won because this is the second time winning.
Right.
He put on a stupid show last year too by himself. This year he had some sick competition.
Right.
But last year he put on a show and people were still with that same narrative. Just because you're a superstar does not mean it's going to be a great dunk contest.
Right.
Yeah.
I do not want to see Steph Curry. I don't want to see James Harden.
I don't want to see LeBron. I don't see no.
LeBron, I think DJ put it in that LeBron can't get up like he used to. He can't. You can. He's 31 years old.
Right.
It's just not. That's it. It's finished for him. He can still dunk, but he ain't doing what he.
Not that, right?
Not that. Yeah, that's the other dunk that got me off when Aaron Rodgers cocked it on his back, then brought it down between his legs, and then put it up. I'm like, oh my gosh, this man got some hops, man.
And he's like he's a power forward. I mean, he's like small forward / power forward. He's a big guy too. Aaron Gordon's no shooting guard. That's a big guy doing that.
Right. Totally agree. Hey DJ, real quick, I'm gonna let you in real quick because we're about to head on out. Let me hear what you have to say. Thanks for joining the show. And Mr. Green Eyes, kick rocks, bro.
What's up, guys?
What's up, DJ?
I wanted to agree with Ezra. I don't think that all superstars should be in the dunk competition also because you guys remember Gerald Green?
Mm-hmm.
Gerald Green wasn't a superstar, and that guy tore it up. That guy was a beast. J.R. Smith was in the dunk contest. He's not a superstar. All these non-superstars seem to be doing really well in the dunk contest. So I agree with him. And also, LeBron can't jump like he used to anymore. Right. And he's too old. He won't do it, I don't think, at least.
He won't even do it, yeah.
He's scared. He doesn't want to lose anymore.
Right.
He doesn't want to lose.
He doesn't want to mess up his brand. It's all about the branding.
That's another thing. Obviously, that's a separate issue and stuff. And if he doesn't, that don't bother me. Yeah. First of all, how many new dunks are we really going to see? There's so much the human body can do, and there's been a lot of dunk contests. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's why I applaud Aaron Gordon and these guys for coming up with some new dunks, something that was creative. That's why they got to use all these props too, because we got. The eyes need to be stimulated because we've seen half these dunks.
Right. I totally agree.
I think DeMar DeRozan would be a good player to be in that dunk contest also because he was putting on some good dunks during the game. But, I mean, I know there's no defense during the game, but.
Right. So, all right, cool. All right, y'all. We about to close shop real quick. I appreciate everybody joining us on this episode. Today. Ezra, appreciate you joining in. Tell everybody how to get to you, man.
At Idiot Ezra. It's real simple. I'm an idiot. That's all.
Okay, DJ. How can we get in contact with you, man?
On my Twitter. DJ GZ1309.
All right, cool. Brandon, how can we? I know how to get to you. How they can get to you.
LEB412 on my Twitter. You got Get With It Sports and LEB412 at sbcglobal.net.
Gotcha. You can find me on Twitter, on Facebook at Get With It Sports. Email us, me and Brandon at getwithitsports2. That's the number 2 at gmail.com. Find us here on Blab, Get With It Sports. Find us on YouTube, Get With It Sports 2. That's the number 2. So once again, thanks for everybody for joining in. Thanks for everybody for checking us out on Blab. And till next Tuesday, be good, be safe, get with it. Peace.
Peace, brothers.
Thanks, fellas.
Thanks
Have a
for
good one, guys.
All right.
Yeah.